Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I got a question the other day, and it's not going to be the answer this guy probably wanted, but I wanted to answer it anyways because hopefully I can inform him and point him in the right direction. Um, the question was, if I'm working out 2 hours a day, would I need to up my protein to at least 35% to maintain muscle growth? And when I read this question, the first thing I focused on wasn't the protein, it was the 2 hours a day. But first, let me try to answer his question. The biggest thing that you want to consider when you are putting together your plan to try to build muscle is you want to understand what the science says about protein, right? So, the whole idea of the 1 gram per pound of body weight per day, and I've said this in many videos before, is complete bullshit. The science says zero point 0.6 to 0.85 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And if you start going beyond that, two things could happen. One, gluconeogenesis. You start to convert some of that protein to sugar that gets stored in your liver, which eventually can get stored as fat, right? So you're not even using the protein to build muscle. You are actually using it to go into your fat stores, right? Or it can become muscle glycogen, but if you're eating carbs in addition to the protein, it's likely that it's not going to get stored in your muscles anyway. It's probably going to go straight to the liver, in which case it's going to eventually get stored as fat. The other problem is that if you overconsume protein and say you go up to like 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, which is what some idiots like myself were doing at one point, is that protein has byproducts. When your body starts breaking it down, it starts releasing ammonia, releasing sulfur, and your body's got to figure out a way to get rid of all that, and that can lead to higher levels of toxicity in your body, higher levels of chronic inflammation, brain fog. It could lead to a lot of chronic diseases and things like that. But there's something else about your question I want to get to here, and that's the 2 hours a day workouts, right? So I assume your goal is to build muscle and that you're not training to become a triathlete or a Spartan athlete, or you're not in a fight camp, you're not in a pro fight camp or something like that. So we'll assume that your goal was to build muscle. Why would you be working out for 2 hours a day? And it's not that that's a bad thing. I'm nobody to judge you for working out for 2 hours a day, and I'm nobody to say that shouldn't. But do you think that's the most efficient way of doing things? The fact of the matter is that the longer you're in the gym and the longer you're exercising, the higher your cortisol levels go up. That's a stress hormone. And the higher your cortisol levels go up, the less you are going to be producing the hormones and things like that are necessary for you to build muscle. That's not to say that you shouldn't work out hard. That's not to say that you shouldn't train like a madman. But that's to say is that what are you doing in the gym for 2 hours if your goal is to build muscle? How many sets are you doing per body part? You could probably get as much stimulation as you need from your training session in 45 minutes to an hour. So my advice to you would, one, watch out for over-consuming protein and listening to the supplement industry and all the other fucking people out here who are trying to take your money. But two, let's be smart about training. Let's be smart about what we're doing, right? If you're spending 2 hours in the gym, that's 2 hours you're not spending recovering. That's 2 hours that you're not spending on other aspects of your life that could potentially be improved. And that is creating a situation that eventually, at some point in your life, isn't going to be sustainable, because I'm not here to get you into the gym for 3 months so that you can become a little bit more muscular and be happy with yourself for a little while. I'm here to help you to be fit for the rest of your life. So let's think about ways that we can make this sustainable, because the biggest factor in you being able to build muscle is your consistency, right? How much are you getting to stimulate your muscles on a consistent basis? And if you're doing 2 hours a day, you might be able to be consistent for a while, but eventually you won't be. And on top of that, the fact is that you'll probably build as much or more muscle from training 45 minutes to an hour in the gym rather than 2 hours. So just some things that I want to highlight there, because you might be shooting yourself in the foot, or maybe one of you out there is shooting yourself in the foot by spending all your resources on protein you don't need. and by spending the most valuable resource in the world, time, too much of it in the gym when you don't need to be. That's all I got for today, guys. You got questions about this, you hit me up, info@warriorsoulapparel.com, or place your comments below, and short video. Talk to you soon. Peace.